In the last 12 months, I've earned just over 300,000 Avios. I've personally used Avios this year to fly to Miami and back in premium economy, to Kenya in the new Club Suite business class, and also to India in the old style Club World seat. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how I earn these points, which 8 methods earn me the highest number of points, and hopefully give you a few ideas about how you can increase the amount of points that you earn in the year ahead. Some of these methods I'm sure you'll already know, but hopefully a few should surprise you. I'm going to go category by category, starting with the one that earned me the lowest amount of points, which was Uber. So Uber earned me 315 Avios in 2023, so not a huge amount, and 250 points of that was actually a sign-up bonus. You can sign up in the rewards section of the settings in the Uber app, and then from that point onwards you'll earn 1 Avios point per pound spent with Uber. I have noticed though it seems to only be on UK rides. When I've used it overseas, which is when I tend to use Uber most often, it's not worked and given me any points, which is why I've not had a huge total from that this year. But it was a really easy thing to sign up for, so may as well do it, especially if you do use the Uber often. The next way I earned Avios this year was through Top Cashback. This is a cashback site you can click through when making purchases online, and you then earn cashback on those purchases. Now you can just withdraw this for cash, and for a lot of people that may be the best option. However, you can redeem these for Avios at a rate of 1 point per penny, and there is a bonus then on top of that. It used to be quite a high bonus percentage, but I think at the moment it's only something like 5%. Now for me, because I bank on getting a higher value for those points, I do tend to take it out for points rather than cash. I don't use Top Cashback too often. I do tend to use the BA e-store instead, which I'll come on to a bit later. However, there was one purchase I made in Top Cashback this year, and that was for an EasyJet holiday to Marrakesh, and I quite like the idea of earning BA Avios for an EasyJet holiday. Booking that holiday going through Top Cashback earned me 4,725 Avios. The next category was BA Holidays, which is any combined hotel or car hire with a flight booked on British Airways. I quite like booking these, as often you do tend to find that a flight and hotel combined can be a bit cheaper than booking them both separately. In addition to that, you'll earn double tier points on any holiday over 5 days at the moment, which is quite handy for those wanting to attain status with British Airways. And in addition to this, you also get a bonus 1 Avios per pound spent with those BA holidays. But overall this year, I earned 9,963 Avios through the bonuses on the BA holidays. The next highest category for me happened to come from just doing my regular weekly shop at Sainsburys. Shopping at Sainsburys earns Nectar points, which can be transferred to Avios at a rate of 400 Nectar points to 250 Avios. This year I earned 16,250 Avios through this method. Now that might sound like a hell of a big food shop, and whilst it's true that inflation has meant it's increased a bit, you don't actually need to spend a crazy amount to earn quite a lot of points with Nectar. If you use the Nectar app, every Friday morning there should be 20 new offers that you can add to your Nectar card. Now you do need to go in there and add these manually. It's not something that automatically gets added, but if you do remember to do this, you can get huge points bonuses for your shopping. The offers do tend to be based on things that you normally buy anyway, so it's not like you need to go out your way to buy things. You just need to remember to add these into the app, and you can often get things like 200 points for some chicken breast, 50 points for a bunch of bananas, things that might be in your regular shop anyway. It is personalised based on what you spend as well. And I would say that overall it's not that uncommon for me to be getting 600 bonus points for a shop, so they do soon add up. Now the next category, earning me a total of 30,000 Avios, is service recovery. Now this is the terminology used by BA when they give you points as compensation for a complaint. Unfortunately, I have submitted 4 complaints to BA over the course of this year. For 3 of those, they gave me 10,000 Avios as compensation, and for another one, they gave me a £200 e-voucher. I do think it's important to feedback when things go wrong. However, I do also think it's worth submitting compliments when service has been really good, and I do make sure I do that as well. And you can do that via the Saying Thank You form on the BA website. Next up is the BA e-store, which I mentioned earlier, and this has earned me over 45,000 Avios this year. Basically, for anything I ever order online, whether it's clothes, electronics, a hotel booking, a travel tour, I always make sure to click through the BA e-store website first. You can either do this on the website, or there is also an app, which is what I tend to use on my phone. It doesn't cost you any extra when you do this. You just need to search for the retailer that you want to buy from, click the link from the BAE store, and then when you make the purchase on the website, you'll earn Avios from that. It can take a bit of time to come through. Some of them will pay within kind of 1 to 5 working days and come very quickly. Others you can be waiting months and months for. But I just make sure that whenever I'm buying anything, I just check first, is there something on the BAE store for this? For things like hotels.com, whenever I'm making a hotel booking via there, it's pretty common to get somewhere between 8 to 14 Avios. It does vary over time, and you do get special bonuses from time to time. I also make sure if I'm ever doing tours and I'm booking those typically via Viator, I'll always go via the BAE store as well, because again, you can get pretty big points bonuses from that. When I went to Kenya, I did a 3-day safari in the Masai Mara. It was about £700 per person, and the points we earned on that was just under 18,000 Avios. But unfortunately, because Viator is quite a slow paying one, that hasn't come through yet. That's just sat in pending, even though that trip was a few months ago. So you do have to be patient sometimes, but generally speaking, they do come in pretty quickly. A lot of the ones that I earned this year were for Booking.com, but there were also things like when I'm buying Christmas presents, birthday presents. Most of the things that I tend to buy online, you can get through links on the BAE store and just earn extra points for things that you were going to be buying anyway. As mentioned before, in a lot of cases, you can just use a cashback site instead, like Top Cashback or Quidco. For me personally, I do tend to find that the earning rates are a little bit better on the BAE store, but it does vary by retailer. But I just think I can tend to get better value for the points as Avios rather than the cashback, so I tend to go down the BAE store route. Now, my second highest category was flights with British Airways and One World Partners. This year from flying, I earned 54,861 points. Now, BA recently changed how they calculate how the points are earned from flying. It used to be based on a distance chart, and then it would vary based on how premium the cabin was and what your status was. Instead, they've moved away from that to something that they consider simpler. What that actually means is in most cases you're earning less points. So what happens now is for every £1 you spend, you get, I think it's 6, 7, 8 or 9 points per pound, depending on whether you're a blue member, bronze, silver or gold. However, you only earn that on the element of it which is actually for the flight ticket. You don't earn that on the taxes and charges. So it's not always quite clear when you book how many points you'll be earning based on the fare. One way to get around the new system and to still use the old style points is to book a BA holiday. Because BA doesn't want to show you how much of the fare is going towards the hotel booking or the car hire and how much of it is for the flight, they still use the old style calculation for points when you book as a BA holiday. And for all the flights I took this year, I did as a BA holiday, so it was still based on the old system. Now, quite a lot of flights I took this year were booked with Avios. However, there's still quite a few cash flights that I took. The first one was in March. I went to Brazil, to Rio de Janeiro. Flew in premium economy both ways, and that Brazil trip earned just over 18,000 Avios. In June, I flew business class to Sofia, Bulgaria, from Newcastle down to Heathrow, then across to Sofia and back. That was part of a tier point run to retain my silver status, and that trip also earned me just over 7,000 Avios. In October, I flew a return flight from the UK to Australia. That was in economy with Qatar Airways, and that trip earned a total of about 23,500 Avios. Finally, at the end of December, I flew the outbound leg of a trip to Orlando, and that outbound flight was in premium economy, and that flight accounted for the remaining points to take me to the total of 54,681 Avios from flying. Finally, we have the biggest category of the year, which was credit card points. In 2023, I earned just over 139,000 Avios through credit card points. I earned the points across 3 different cards. That was the Amex Platinum card, the British Airways Premium card, and the Barclaycard Avios card. So firstly, for the Amex Platinum, I earned 72,541 points. This came about from a 60,000 point sign-up bonus. I also got an additional 5,000 points on the sign-up bonus, as I was referred by my partner Kelly, and the remaining points came from the spending that I did to earn that sign-up bonus, which was earned at a rate of 1 point per pound. I do think the Amex Platinum is a really good card for travellers. You get things like the airport lounge access. There's loads of free credits that you get every year to restaurants, so you can spend about £300 in restaurants and get cash back on that. You also get £100 a year at Harvey Nichols. So it just has a very large fee, and it is actually going up pretty soon, or I think it might have already gone up to about £650 a year. So going forward, I'm not sure how worthwhile it'll be to me. I don't tend to really spend on the card, I just have it for the benefits now. But I think if there's a good sign-up bonus, it's definitely worth signing up for that initial year. But once you've earned that sign-up bonus, used all the benefits, it might be worth looking at cancelling after that point. Next up is the British Airways Premium Amex. Now, one of the things I really like about this card is you earn 3 points per pound on any spending with British Airways. And now, as I've booked quite a few holidays this year with British Airways, that's added up to quite a lot of points. In fact, there was 27,230 points from BA spending this year. It does mean that when you book a holiday with BA, you're earning Avios on the flights, you're earning a bonus 1 point per pound for the BA holiday bonus, and you're then also getting 3 points per pound for your credit card spend. On spending that's not with British Airways, you earn 1.5 Avios per pound spend, and through that I've earned just under 22,000 Avios this year. I also got a bonus 9,000 Avios for referring a friend to this card, and then there was a 6,000 point bonus for some of the offers on the card. When you go in the Amex app, you click the offers tab. Every now and again you'll get offers for different retailers where it'll offer either cashback or bonus points for a certain level of spending. Again, you can just add these whenever you want. You may never spend them. Sometimes I've added them, forgotten about them, and I've got cashback from them. So it is always worth just adding something if you see anything from any company that you ever might purchase with. But through that, I've got 6,000 bonus points this year. And then finally, there's the British Airways MasterCard. I started the year with the free version of this card, which was earning 1 point per pound. And then later in the year, I upgraded this to the premium version of the card, which cost £20 a month, so that I could benefit from getting the upgrade voucher. So I haven't done a huge amount of spending on this card. It's typically just something I've been using at places that haven't accepted Amex. So over the course of the year, I think I've earned just over £2,000 from that spending. BA Premium Amex card, I think, is probably the main card I use, primarily for the annual voucher that you get. If you spend £10,000 on this card in a year, you get a 2-for-1 Avios voucher called a companion voucher. There's two ways you can use this voucher. The first is to use it as a bit of a 2-for-1 voucher, which is what the voucher originally had. The way this works is if you book a flight using Avios points, you can then bring someone along with you for no additional points. So when I booked a flight to Kenya in business class, it meant that my partner Kelly could join and there were no additional Avios charged for that flight. All we had to pay was the additional taxes and charges for having an extra person with us. Alternatively, if you do travel solo, using the voucher will halve the number of Avios points required. So that flight cost me 180,000 points, but if you were travelling solo, you could use the voucher and it would only cost 90,000 Avios. If any of the cards mentioned interest you, I'll have a bit more information in the comments below. There'll also be a referral link. If you sign up using that link, it will mean that you'll get a bit of an additional points when you first sign up and get the sign up bonus, and it will also mean that I get a referral bonus too, so that'd be greatly appreciated if you did. So those were the 8 ways that I earned Avios in 2023. Let me know in the comments, how many points have you earned this year? What are your favourite strategies for earning points? And let me know, what have I missed? Are there any easy ways of gaining points that I've not mentioned here? Let me know in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.